I will be your cook for today. So I want to pull up one of my best recipe meats that I usually do. So today we are working on some pork chops, and 3 things that I always say whenever you're making food. Number 1, hygiene. Your hygiene has to be really high standards. Number 2, presentation. You have to present your food in a certain way. And number 3, skill. Alright? Now the thing about hygiene is that if you miss out on hygiene, that means your presentation was really good, you presented your food really well, your skill was good, everybody enjoyed your food, but you missed up on hygiene. So people will eat and enjoy your food, but they'll have a really long night. And you don't want that. You don't want people attributing eating at your place with long nights in the toilet. So your hygiene has to be really high. Number 2, presentation. You have to present your food in a way that is, as human beings, we are visual. We are visual creatures. So before my mouth will want to taste that food, my eyes have to find it attractive. So you have to present your meal in a specific way, alright? And finally, number 3, skill. Learn how to mix up your ingredients really well. Have a recipe. Let your food be sumptuous and sweet. So those are the 3 things that I usually use: hygiene, presentation, and skill. In other words, your food has to be really clean. The presentation has to be really appetizing even before I can taste it with my mouth. My eyes have to find it attractive. And number 3, the skill. How sweet is it? How well have you balanced your ingredients and spices and all that? So today we are working with pork, and pork is a very, very sensitive type of meat. So whenever you're dealing or you're handling pork, you have to clean it really, really, really well, because you want guests to have a good experience in your house. So we are handling pork today. And if you know anyone who has had food poisoning from pork, it's not pretty. So with pork, if you handle it normally, it's going to treat you abnormally. So you have to be very keen when you're handling pork. Yeah, so let's get rid of this thick layer of fat. Now, I don't know if these parts are still usable. I don't know, you guys tell me. Is there anything else that people use this extra layer of fat for? Because for me, I find it useless. I've still not discovered what I can use it for. Soy sauce, barbecue sauce, paprika, rosemary, herbal salt, black pepper, garlic powder, oregano, thyme, honey. Now, I usually see people measuring their spices, like half a tablespoon of salt, 3 ounces of black pepper, 2 pinches of thyme, and to be honest, I don't know. For me, I measure with my eyes, napimanga kwa macho, and I know it looks a bit disorganized, but I've always been happy with my results. So for me, I just find measuring spices at such a detail to be a waste of time. I know it works for some people, but for me, I'd rather just measure with my eyes, because I've always been happy with my results anyway. Now ensure you repeat the same process on the other side. The marination has to be done both sides. So once you're done with the top side, repeat on the other side as well. As we are marinating the pork, I'll prepare some, I have some potatoes here, some sweet corn, some veggies. I'll show you as I do it, so I just want to chop them up and then we'll be ready to get our things going. Yeah, so we'll just chop these potatoes and then we can move on to the veggies. Now smear some butter into the baking bowl just so that whatever you're grilling does not get stuck on the glass. So you can warm your butter on the microwave if it's too hard, just to make it a bit easier to smear. There we have it. All right. So the other thing that I'm going to show you, you guys remember this, these small parts of the dania that I was telling you. So when I was chopping the dania, we had two parts. This is the stalk of the dania, and these are the leaves. And these are the leaves, So these are the leaves, and these are the stalks. So you're going to sprinkle your stalk there. A lot of people cut the stalks and throw them away, but you can do a lot of these stalks because they still have flavor. So you can either karanga them, that means stirring them, or when you're baking something, you can sprinkle them there. So it's not a complete waste. So here we have our sweet corn, the choppings we had made, and our potatoes right there. So I'm just going to have those arranged really nicely. Feel free to garnish it with some spices if you please. This part is extremely optional. You can also leave it like that if you want. So I like to use butter. I prefer using butter whenever I'm stir frying my veggies. Now ensure your veggies don't cook to the point where they become limp. Let them still be as though they are just steamed, because you still need the crunch. So, just preparing some butter there for the pork. So guys, our pork marinated for about 1 hour. 1 hour, 1.5. 1 hour to 1.5. Remember, we are doing this at low heat. We're doing this at low heat. Now the reason we are using low heat is because when you put high heat, it will cook so fast on the outside, it will even start burning and you will think it's okay. Until you cut through and realize it's still bloody. So low heat allows it to cook all the way through, and it takes a while, so don't be in a hurry with this one. Don't be in a hurry to remove it from the fire. Let it stay there for a while, but make sure it is at low heat, that it cooks all the way through. So we are not cooking the tomatoes, we just want them to char a little bit. We want them to char, sort of look like as though they are burnt. And then we remove them. See this? You see the burning effect? That's what we are looking for. So it's not supposed to cook, it's just supposed to burn on the outside. So I think our pork is looking good now. Looking good. It's looking good. It's charred really well. So basically, this is me. I just cut here to sort of show you what it looks like when it's now ready. You see, there's no bloody show there. It's not runny, and me, I like my meat well done. So this is a good piece of pork. But we are not done. Remember that I told you we'll be doing something with the barbecue. There we are. Barbecue sauce and the honey. So let me just get to that. So at this point, the pork is ready for consumption. Actually, it's actually ready to eat. You know, it's well cooked. It still has a good amount of juice, the kind of juice that you'd want in your meat. But for us, we are still going to take some time on it because we still need to do the barbecue sauce coating. Yeah. Just a little bit of water. Just a little bit of water. Honey. And you'll add a little bit of soy sauce here, very little. Remember, soy sauce is quite salty. So we don't want to overdo, and we don't want to dilute the sugar that the honey has. So just a little. Just a little. So keep stirring until it forms some sort of a syrup. Make sure it's blobby. So unfortunately for Soila, she doesn't take honey. She says I am honey enough for her. No, she doesn't say that. Yeah, that's Brian. Slapping pork, yeah. Yeah, so Brian unaonaje hii stingo?
Hey, naweza.
Unaona stingo?
Naweza. You said you work for which hotel? You said you work for which hotel?
I work for Curtis Cuisine. So guys, when a restaurant in the future comes up called Curtis Cuisine, no, it was batched today. You see, we now have our syrup. We now have our syrup. Something here. So we're going to turn the low heat. Put back our pork. Guys, look at that. Look at that. Compare these two, eh? You see how dry this one is? It's still nice and juicy, but compare this. Now compare this. So this difference is what we are looking for. Guys, is now juicy. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah? So guys, remember the vegetable stir fry I did? So I've just chopped in some dania.
This is for me. I'm a pork nabrayo.
Oh, cool. It's on first.
You're fast. No. Salai.
The pork is amazing. The pork is amazing. Did well. I really like it.
All right. How was the presentation?
Perfect.
Presentation was good, eh?
I could see the artistry in it. It was nice.
So Soila, how do you like the hygiene? Do you feel like it's clean?
No.
No, honestly. So Soila, how do you like the hygiene? Do you feel like it's clean?
No.
No, honestly speaking, hii kitu inaenda YouTube. So do you feel like your food is clean?
Yeah, it is clean. Yeah, it is clean.
Is there a way of knowing what like food is
It's
clean?
sanitized, no corona.
Ama, you have to wait till tomorrow to be sure.
No corona here, it's sanitized.
Brayo, how is the taste there?
Mind blowing, man.
Yeah. It is slapping you.
This thing is hitting me hard. Can I carry more?
Can we have takeaway?
Is that a takeaway?
We want takeaway.
Atafi.
What's your price?